everyone. I'm Hyper G, and I'm with Lucky Sixes. We are
Hey
Proxy
there.
Table Gaming.
Hey there, how you doing there?
I'm not too bad, thanks. How are you?
Oh yeah.
I've drifted into doing these silly intros because of you, and I didn't think I was ever going to do it.
I think it's like a
however many battles ago.
bad influence.
I think that's definitely the case. We'll definitely call it that.
I'm happy with it.
Of course you are. So, Scottish Championships, mate. We've already started. It would be rude. Here we go. It would be rude to just stop there, wouldn't it? Just doing one battle of yours and then not.
Very rude.
Oh gosh. So we'll get on with my round one with the Dread Elf project.
And your impression
of what? Of Jeff? No, he is known as the Smiling Assassin. I could probably do a smile, but
once in a while. Well, let's not.
Maybe. Let's not promise anything.
That's not what we're here to do.
Yeah, but you did infer in our last battle report that Jeff wasn't taking beast herds. WTF?
What?
Why would he do that? He is the beast herds supremo, isn't he? So yeah, why is he not taking beast herds? He's actually taking Empire of Sonnstahl.
Yeah,
which we've seen a little bit on the channel recently. So
Apprentice Sunner. Yeah, no, actually, it's quite an empire-y heavy month.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's a continuation of my Dread Elves project. I had 6 practice games leading up to the Scottish Championships, tweaking my list as I went. And this is round 1, of course, for me, which means it's the same deployment and objective as you had in your game. Frontline Clash and Breakthrough. I also didn't change the 4,500 points because I thought, bit of consistency.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, go with consistency instead of correctness. This is the Dread Elves project for the Scottish Championships, basically. You will notice I've gone from 1 unit of Black Cloaks to 3 units of Black Cloaks.
Oh, yeah.
They're amazing, man. They're amazing. They're so good. They're so good.
Broken Cloaks, more like.
I don't disagree. I think they're very good. They're very good.
Really good.
I've got 2 Krakens. I can't remember whether I had that against Ryan or not. I think I might have already gone to 2 Krakens.
I think you've had 2 Krakens for a while now.
Yeah. What I haven't said for a while, though, or ever, in fact, is that my Krakens now have names.
Oh!
For the tournament. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So, first Kraken is called Kuloth. Kuloth. And second one is called Krasnar.
Kuloth and Krasnar.
That is their names.
What's the distinction?
You'll have to wait and see. And see. Yeah, I'll tell you when we get to the battle. Obviously, with UB, they both look very similar. But if you know, then you will be able to tell the difference. If you know. I'll tell you how to know. Anyway, so...
if you can guess, tell us at the end.
Do tell us. What am I not supposed to tell them then?
No, there is something that distinguishes them. To see if you can do it in the end.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
See if they can guess.
All right, I won't tell them in the meantime then.
Fun guessing game. Yay! Put it in the comments.
So my usual setup with my characters. I think they've been in that form for a little while.
That one's spelt with an E. No, they're both okay.
The 2 Templar Gates, both Wizard Adepts, one with Alchemy, one with Divination. The Outcast Master on Cosmology. Lacerating Touch and Shield Breaker. I'm sticking with it, even though I have had a few experiences of neither of them getting into combat, which is obviously pretty bad for a combat-y list. Because it's 5,000 points, I've gone from 2 units of decent-sized Temple Militants to 3 units of relatively small Temple Militants. Only having 20 in each unit means that if I come up against any form of shooting that can take them down a bit, they're neutered somewhat. But they have all got Rending Banner. One of them is just minus a champion, which is just points. But other than that, they're still very slicey, dicey ladies, really. That has meant that I've beefed up my Judicators to be as big as they can. I know I've mentioned in my practice games that Judicators have been on the fence as to whether or not I keep them in or not. On paper, they are awesome. But I've had some dicey performances from them. But I decided, Scottish Championship, give them as many as you can have, see how it goes.
Give him a go. Give him a right go,
Give him
bruv.
a go. And with the Outcast, they've actually got Magic Resistance 3, which will help. So I don't think I've had that quite as much in my practice games. 8 Harpies, 3 units of 6 Black Cloaks, and the Krakens. I've already forgotten their names. So, Emperor
Kuloth
Sonnstahl.
and Krasna.
Yeah, Kuloth and Krasna. You got it. Exactly.
Yes.
Jeff Keeling, ranked number 1 going into 2021. How many times do you reckon I can get away with saying that Jeff is a good player? He is a good player, of course he is. In the early days of PTG, I played against Jeff at Art of War 1. Kudos to you if you can remember what the score was between us then.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you. Were you listening?
Oh, right, yeah, cool. There was 18-2.
It's close, to be fair. It's close. It was 19-1 to Jeff on day 2 of Art of War 1. But anyway, he has a prelate on an altar, which is just incredibly good. I mean, that's so good. Ugh. An Earring Strike for a bound spell is just vomit in mouth. Good. He's got a Wizard Master Cosmology with a Binding Scroll. Magical Heirloom. Knight Commander. And he's got that Electoral Cavalry block, which you like.
Yeah, I do like that.
And why wouldn't you, really? His Knight Commander has got the Light of Sonnstahl and Obsidian Rock. Got a Martial BSB on foot with Aether Icons as well, which is pretty cool. Sweet. And another Binding Scroll. So 2 Binding Scrolls for me as well. We both had that in round 1 against 4 Binding Scrolls between us. A big unit of heavy infantry, which I like. Not quite as big as the ones I took. And a unit of light infantry and some state militia. Which, tell you what, they're light troops. It's deceivingly useful on state militia. 3 Knights of the Sun Griffin. 2 units of 5 Reiters, both with repeater guns. We've already spoken about how good we think repeater guns are. 2 cannons, so look out, Krakens. Artillery volley gun, and this hurts. This really hurts. 2 units of 24 flagellants.
Attack no matter what.
I'll tell you what, my militants don't care what your agility is. They're going down to flagellants if they go so much as touch them. Yeah, not great. Not great. Just trying to think, actually. No, it's right. I won't even say what I was trying to think about because it's a surprise. So let's put us. Where do we want to go? Do we want to go? I always used to pronounce it like that, but I got told off. Remember, I always get told off for my pronunciation.
The Kruken.
Chameleons. Anyway, yeah. So this is deployment. Obviously, we're on the same battlefield that you were, with the big obstacles running alongside it. Not so much of a problem for mine, no chariots. Although I think my Divine Altar is a construct, so got to bear that in mind. I think I have dropped for first turn. No, I didn't. No, I didn't drop for first turn. I have not dropped for first turn.
He's not.
I think he did. Man. No, I think
we'll see in the next.
He's got first turn. I'm going to stick with that for now. 2 Krakens on the left-hand side. They're kind of using the ruins for a bit of cover from the cannons, and they're going to move into them to get cover. As I say cover, I don't actually mean cover, because cannons don't care about cover. What I mean is they don't get +1 to hit against gigantic if you've got cover.
Yes.
So it is a form of cover, but
it's
like
not half cover.
Exactly.
3/4 cover.
Sort of.
Yeah.
My Black Cloaks are all in the ruins because they don't care about the dangerous terrain, and they are within 12 inches of the Reuters because they can be for their scouting because they're inside a terrain feature. I've got my Judicators and 2 units of militants in the middle. It is breakthrough. I know I'm going to literally have to break through him. There is no going round the side and parking in the deployment zone. It's literally going to be go through him or don't win objective. Similarly, I didn't want his Knights of the Sun Griffin on the right-hand side having a massively easy job just moving into my deployment zone. So I've got my Divine Altar over there to try and dissuade them from coming at me. For Jeff, he's got his 2 units of Reuters, 1 either side, a Flagellant unit on the left flank with a cannon behind, Altar, the big unit of Knights with his Knight Commander, the State Militia in a conga formation with his BSB and his wizard. He's got a unit of handgunners or light infantry with crossbows or something. A big unit of heavy infantry, a volley gun, his other flagellance units in front of his other cannon, and the Sun Griffin to go down and get the objective. So let's see if Jeff got first turn.
Vanguard.
Yes, Vanguard. That's Vanguard. Yeah, it is Vanguard.
We still don't know.
Still don't know. The tension.
It's intense.
It is. He vanguards to be quite a way away from my black cloaks, obviously, which is understandable.
Move away.
And he gets first turn. I was right. Thank you. You can praise me for it later. I was right. He moves forward with his Sun Griffin knights on the right hand side and moves his flagellants forward. They have really no reason not to come forward a bit. And both those units can probably take out the militants. Obviously, I've said I don't want to fight flagellants at all. And I really haven't got a lot to stop them on that side. So already I'm thinking probably not defended my breakthrough enough. The only thing is that it's only the Griffin Knights that are scoring. The flagellants aren't. So I might have to just concede that the Knights will get in.
Could the altar take him on his own?
What, the altar versus the flagellants?
No, the Sun Griffin Knights.
The altar can't lead the unit.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So not allowed. So
yeah.
It's all or nothing with that. He moves his volley gun because his volley gun was out of range for everything.
Sure.
He moved his state militia with his wizard forward to be in range, 24-inch range on Cosmo. So yeah, he's got pretty much scope to do whatever he wants with that. Other than that, I don't think he moves a lot.
Is his cannon out of range of your Krekens on the right?
No, his cannon on the right is in range of my nearest Kraken. The cannon cannot see my Divine Altar though.
Yeah.
So there's that. He goes into magic first of all, of course, and starts opening up with Ice and Fire and Unerring Strike. And yeah, I lose 4 black cloaks to that straight away.
And some militants.
I lose, 10 militants. I can't remember whether that is the number 5 spell.
It's safe to say you're losing the range game.
Absolutely losing the range game, yeah. I think I stopped 1 spell, but obviously he gets 2 off. And that's the result, basically. It goes to shooting, and he's deceptively shooty. I mean, he's got 2 cannons and a volley gun, so maybe not that deceptively. But his Reuters, yeah, they do 4 wounds to the militants at the bottom. His light infantry, cheeky buggers, do 2 wounds to my adjudicators with 2 shots, which I thought was a bit cheeky. His other Reuters do 2 wounds to my militants, so that was lucky. But his cannon on the right does 4 wounds to my Kraken. The other one...
see.
The other
how much was he in range?
Oh, literally like an inch. Yeah.
That's a shame.
Absolutely. And you'd argue that I really should have placed my Kraken further away. There is a possibility. I'm wondering whether I dropped for second turn, which is why I wasn't able to measure that.
Oh, okay.
But then if I did that, I don't think he would have put his cannon behind the building that it couldn't see my Divine Altar. So, yeah, not sure. But anyway, his other cannon on the left misfires and cannot shoot the rest of the game. That was the last thing he did in his shooting phase. That was the only good thing about his shooting phase. The rest just ripped me a new one. And I mean, look at the amount of models I've lost from before I've even done anything.
Yeah.
I am not happy at this stage. Obviously not at Jeff. Jeff is just playing his list and doing really well. But this hurts. This really, really hurts. I get my turn 1, obviously. Thankfully, only just get a turn 1. Nearly all dead. And I move my black cloaks up to try and clear his Reuters. I can't really move any nearer. And if I did, I'd just die. So I'm thinking of the fleeing. But I want to take his Reuters out with my 8 black cloak shots. I moved the other unit back because I couldn't get in range of the Reuters. So I moved them back so that they wouldn't panic and so that they can distract the flagellants later if he comes forward. With my actual infantry units in the middle, I move forward. After taking a turn 1 shooting like that, I either go home now, and believe me, I was considering it, or I go forward as far as I can and see if I can do this. My militants move over to the hill to try and get on the hill so that he can't move his Sun Griffin knights, whatever they are, behind the hill. There is enough room for them to just sneak behind the hill if I don't challenge him.
Yeah.
So at this point, I am still thinking of trying to stop them getting the objective. So there's that. Magic-wise, he gets rid of... I forget what this is called. What's the number 5 called? The one that does a strength 3 hit to everything. I don't suppose you use Cosmo that much, so...
I don't. But it's either that or the Aegis, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. It is that spell. Yeah, I forget what it's called. I will have it in a minute. But yeah, he uses a binding scroll to get rid of that. In my magic, I get Ice and Fire on the Reuters, which I think that's great. 2d6 strength 4 hits. Re-rolling your armor save. That's awesome. I also put the hereditary... I try to put the hereditary spell on his State Militia so that every wound his wizard does to me, I would be able to wound his State Militia, basically, is the plan.
Yeah.
Which I think he dispels that because I cannot see it in the next picture. Unity and Divergence is the number 5 spell that he uses his binding scroll on.
Nice.
Because he's dispelled the hereditary, I can get the number 1 spell, which is your favourite, Altered Sight, on the Black Cloaks to help them kill the Reuters.
Yeah, man.
And it is a big magic phase. It's got Flux Card 5, so you know.
What happens with Ice and Fire?
I'll tell you what happens with Ice and Fire in a minute. We'll come back to that. My Black Cloaks...
I think I know.
Yeah, you do know, because I've told you many times about it. My Black Cloaks kill 4 Reuters. That's as good as killing none. I'll tell you what, I had 16 shots at 5 Reuters. On average, I should get 2.8 poisoned attacks. I'm hitting on 2s with 12 of them, 3s with the other. I'm wounding on 4s with AP1. I was gutted not to kill that unit of Reuters with 16 shots. Absolutely gutted. And 1 Reuter is as good as 5. Like I say, it can still chaff me. And it does chaff me. Hold that thought on Ice and Fire. You're going to have to wait for it. He chaffs me in his turn 2. But this is after charging his flagellants into my Black Cloaks, both units. I have to flee them because I'm too close for him to get in and potentially overrun into my units.
Yeah.
That's not too disappointing for me because I was always planning on fleeing with my Black Cloaks. But obviously, it means his flagellants failed charge. How many Reuters can you see on the right-hand side, Tom?
It's more than I imagined would be there.
Yeah. I think I got 3 hits with Ice and Fire. Strength 4, wounding on 3s. Zip.
Nothing.
Good.
What armor do they have? They have 5 up.
Yeah, maybe 1. But yeah. Yeah, good. Oh well.
Ice and Fire is AP 0, isn't it?
Oh sure, good point. It is AP 0, but it is reroll armor saves.
Yeah.
But he didn't get that far.
It didn't matter.
No. I think maybe I've wounded once, but he re-rolled and passed it. So anyway, whatever. They survived. So yeah, that was rather unfortunate Reutering on my part. My movement. No, his movement. Talk about that because that picture isn't a good one either. This is his movement. He moved his State Militia up a bit. I think they failed them. No, they didn't fail the march test. They wouldn't have needed one. But his Wizard and his BSB joined his Light Infantry. So they've gone back to leave his State Militia to tease me. What else is going on here? Sun Griffin on the right, move up. And the Flagellants moving around. He doesn't mind whatsoever about moving his Reuters out of line of sight. He doesn't worry about unwieldy. He thinks he's just going to get closer first and then shoot me without the unwieldy penalty later on. So yeah, not bad at all. I think that's all Jeff's movement. The volley gun is still moving forwards to get into 24-inch range. So I've done well to avoid that in the first 2 turns, at least. Magic. Unerring strike on the Kraken. Kills the last wound on the Kraken. I'm within 5.9 inches of my other Kraken.
Oh, man.
That's bad placement on my part.
Gutted.
I am
And they're not fearless.
No, and I'm just out of range of my 12-inch BSB as well.
Oh, no.
I know. So it's terrible placement from me. I cannot really argue that Jeff got an unerring strike on. I can moan about it being on an altar and a bounce spell, which I have done. But there's no
easier
excuse.
to dispel that.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. You'd think that. I let unerring strike go because I knew he had so much magic that Kraken with 1 wound left was probably dead anyway. What I didn't see was the danger of a panic test. It's discipline 8 on my other Kraken. But even if I realise I'm within 6 inches, I probably would try and keep that Kraken alive for that reason, especially without the BSB. Yeah, and the Kraken that runs 12 inches, obviously.
Nice.
It's gone off the board.
It's a good battle. It's a good start to your TSE
It's going really well.
career.
It's going superbly. I don't know if... I don't think this is magic. I don't think so. I think this is shooting. Yeah, it is shooting. His state militia, cheeky boys that they are, killed 2 militants. His crossbows with ready aim fire, so accurate, and his Reuters combined to kill another 8 Judicators. And that's a lot of points worth of Judicators. So can't really afford to take that either. You'll see that I've left the wounds in the ruins because, big mess of Kraken in there. What else? Any other shooting? I don't think so. The cannon does not do anything. Obviously, it doesn't have much target, really.
Yeah.
So
sad cannon.
Yeah, and the other one's misfired. So here we go. So in my turn 2, I charge the Reuter, feeling very disgruntled that the Reuter is even there. And my small unit of militants fail their frenzy check. So I don't really know what I would have done if they'd passed their frenzy check, because it doesn't matter. I didn't get that decision. My militants in the middle go for a frenzied charge on his state militia. He flees all the way back there.
Yeah.
And my general with my militants, with only like 5-6 militants, is now going to be failing a charge. I think I redirected my charge into the knights just for fun, needing a 12.
Yeah.
Because that's better than having him countercharge me. I'd much rather be attacking his knights off the charge than I would stand.
Did Jeff know that he was frenzy baiting you?
Oh, I imagine so.
It's quite a good move, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a good move. I mean, I have my general on my BSB. I'm 9 rerollable, maximised.
Yeah, of course.
But it's still failable because it's maximised. So yeah, I don't doubt that Jeff knew. He didn't say. I didn't forget frenzy, and then he say, "Oh, don't forget frenzy." Or anything like that, because I think I actually remembered frenzy. I could be wrong, but yeah, I don't doubt for a second he knew that he was frenzy baiting me. I rallied both my black cloaks, which is something.
Yep.
So that's good. That's that. And yeah, my militants roll a 6 for their charge, but they don't roll a double 6. So they go flying over the barricades.
Yeah.
So they're not even going to get distracting. Technically, they won't get distracting because that's the alchemy one. Yeah, so they're in the middle of things. I know that I can reform my other militant unit after I've killed the Reuter, so don't worry. There's not a knight flank charge, assuming I kill the Reuter.
Yeah,
yeah. I moved my black cloak on the left around the flagellant's flank, so at least I can move in on them. I'm actually hoping that they can go for the cannon to try and get some points.
Yeah.
What else have we got? Harpies just move around to stop themselves getting shot by his Reuters, or making it so he has to move his Reuters if he wants to kill them. And yeah, I stick my position with the militants in the Divine Altar because I kind of need to wait for him to come to me and then counter it, but I am on the hill at least. In the magic, he binding scrolls Ice and Fire this time. So the Ice and Fire won't get a chance to do any better. I get Quicksilver Lash off.
On a very good roll.
A very good roll because I rolled a 5 for my D3. So 4 hits. I'm targeting his altar, which is where his prelate is with I think a 2-up armor save or maybe even 1-up. And I wound with all 4. But the last roll is his Aegis save.
Nice. He knows. He's been practicing, clearly.
4 off Aegis save. Got it! Come on, man! Give me something! If he rolls the exact opposite, then that's 4 wounds to his prelate. Which might be his general? I think it possibly is. I don't think he's got any other general. And yeah, I'm just...
The Knight Commander, wasn't it?
Oh yes, it was the Knight Commander. But still, 4 wounds on the altar would have been amazing. I think it has 5. But
yeah, I think it's got 5 as well.
So yeah, that was unfortunate that Quicksilver Lash does nothing, because obviously he lets it through, so I use my 2 dice and get nothing out of it. What do we got here? I get the hereditary spell on his light infantry, which is whoopee-doo, you know?
Yeah, that's really good.
I mean, it is whoopee-doo in terms of getting it, but, you know, I'm still feeling a bit aggrieved about Quicksilver. So, there's that. I think that's all.
Kill the Writer.
Kill the Writer in combat and reform. Yeah, pivot, rather. So that if he does come in with his knights, he is overrunning towards the militants. He declares a charge with his flagellants and fails in the flank.
Oh, that's good.
Sorry. Yeah, so that was good. It was quite a long charge. Lost my voice. He moves his Reuters up. He doesn't take the charge with the knights. Doesn't fancy it. And I don't really blame him for that because he was killing me from range. So he didn't need to get balls deep with his knights, especially with a counter charge with the militants.
There wasn't overrun into the flanky adjudicators there, was there?
Maybe there was, but I think he just didn't like it. I think.
No, fair enough.
He's got
so much range.
Yeah, he doesn't need to really, and the volley gun is now getting very close to being in range, and that literally minces whatever it can touch. So, yeah, so he has moved the Reuters around to the rear of the adjudicators as well, which helps. Obviously, I've got a couple of units of black cloaks there, which I'm hoping can deal with them. And he moves his altar to face the other black cloaks, which means no cannon for me, really, because I can't get around him, and the altar will just eliminate black cloaks.
Yeah.
So he saw that coming. He gets Know Thine Enemy on the altered sight on the volley gun to give it +1 to hit, which is obviously awesome. What else? I don't think there's anything else there. And he shoots, irrespective of the hereditary, he shoots at my militants, kills 6 militants, and volley gun 7, 8 adjudicators, and the Reuters.
Just brutal.
If I remember rightly, the Reuters did really well, despite being unwieldy.
Yeah.
They were like hitting on 5s and 6s all day long. Probably 6s actually. But yeah, that shooting is just destroying me. In my turn, I move my general into the adjudicators because she was just hanging around on her own. And I decide to go home with my militants, my other militants.
Yeah.
I'm not getting there. It was like a 9. I don't think it was a 10 or 11 charge, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not swift stride.
And if you fail that,
if I fail that, there's no counter charge because he's going to shoot up my adjudicators. I decide to go home, and I possibly should have decided it on turn 1.
Yeah.
Because man, that turn 1 I took, and it hasn't got any better. I'm not hurting him from range at all. So yeah, I back up my adjudicators once before moving my Temple Legate into them.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's looking like a very sorry picture. I do kill some heavy infantry with that spell that I've forgotten again. Unity and Divergence. But I think Jeff just lets it go because he's got so many heavy infantry. He doesn't actually mind losing a few.
Yeah.
Unity and Divergence would kill a third of the unit,
especially as you're backing up as well.
Exactly, he doesn't care about that. It was the only unit that was in range of that spell, and a lot of cosmology is 24 inches, so doesn't have to worry too much. So there's that. Right. Okay, Black Cloaks. They're amazing. 12 shots kills 2 Reuters. He's got cover.
In on 2s.
He's got cover, so he's got 3s. I got poison, so 12 shots. I should auto wound 2 of them. I know I've killed 2. I maybe 1. Move on.
Mate, these armoured Reuters are the way to go, clearly.
Yeah, absolutely. For some reason, I've lost my unit of 2 Black Cloaks as well. I don't know where they've gone.
Gone.
Yeah, they're gone for some reason. Don't know where they are.
Reuters killed him.
Maybe they did. I just don't think so. But whatever happened to them, it wasn't pretty. He moves up now because why not? He can afford to come forward.
I was going to say, why did you end up moving off the hill?
Because I gave up
on the right,
stopping breakthrough.
Okay.
I'm keeping my points now. Is my objective. Because I knew that anything I did with that militant unit on the Sun Knights was going to be countercharged by his flagellants.
Yeah.
And I die to flagellants big time. I know I kill a lot on the way in, but if he's charging me, well, it's go home time, basically.
Yeah, fair enough.
He is moving his cannon to the right as well to try and get a shot at my Divine Altar as well, which is a bit scary.
Late on.
And obviously, if that kills my Divine Altar, he's got his volley gun within 24-inch unit of that unit as well. So that unit is not as safe as you might think, even if I don't charge this turn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's in trouble either way. Obviously, he moves up his units in the middle because I've turned around with my militants. I knew that was probably going to happen, but it was a better option than just backing up.
Sure.
You know. Yeah. He shoots and kills 6 Judicators. They're dwindling, obviously. He gets a wound on my general. Not quite sure how, but he does.
Fair enough.
Yep. And then he continues shooting. Obviously, maybe that was magic. That might have been an ice and fire or something. But shooting follows up. And the Judicators are just dying. I think I've got my 2 characters left now. One with 1 wound left and one with 2 wounds left. But not looking great.
Yeah, man.
My Black Cloaks, he unerring strikes and kills 3 of them. I really wasn't dispelling much, but that could have been worse. You're right. Which gives me a chance to move my Black Cloaks back. I moved my BSB out of the militant unit that was still healthy, so that my general could get into them. You're only allowed 1 Temple Legate in a unit of militants.
Oh, okay.
So they couldn't both hide in there. So I got my BSB as far away as I could. I know that she's potentially going to get singled out by stuff, but I'm hoping there's not that much in range of her. And my one with 1 wound left needed to hide in that unit more. And because my Judicators are gone now. I moved my Outcast to try and speed bump the Knights. So she's standing in the middle. There really wasn't any point in trying to get her behind the obstacle, because giving her distracting isn't going to mean she survives the night charge.
Yeah, sure.
So I got as far as I could with her. I think I moved my Black Cloaks around again to give them another chance at killing the Reuters, because Jeff didn't care that I was trying to kill the Reuters. He was happy shooting my Judicators. Yeah. So, the fact that they survived another turn was just a bonus.
Yeah.
I moved my Harpies away from his right-hand side as far as I can, and my Militants with the Altar just turn around and decide to get out of there best they can, really. It was full retreat. It honestly was. Finally, my Black Cloaks kill his Reuters. I'm not going to dance about that, because that's way too late.
I will.
Yeah. Good dance.
Yeah. It's the best I could do in this square.
Yeah. Strangely, he declared a charge with both his... Well, this isn't strange. He declared a charge on my Outcast with both his Knight unit and his Flagellants. But in a strange turn of events, he can't complete the charge with both. It turns out to be a failed charge with his Knights, or his Flagellants.
Can he not wheel round the thing then?
He can't wheel around each other, apparently.
Okay.
Because I'm only 20 mil wide. So yeah, he just couldn't get both of them in. He tried multiple times, which I was more than happy with.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just couldn't get both in. And Jeff kicked himself actually for not figuring that out before declaring the charges.
Sure.
I mean, in a uncompetitive game, maybe I say something like, "I'll just take a charge back." But as it happens, I'm in full retreat mode.
Do you choose then, or do you have to charge the one with the most?
He chose the flatulence.
He chose the flatulence. Okay, it's interesting.
I believe so. Anyway,
I would have. I only said that I would have chosen the knights.
The knights more manoeuvrable. Yeah. I can't remember whether he chose, but it is the flatulence who get in. Yeah, in an uncompetitive environment, I possibly say we'll just pretend you didn't declare the other charge, but I'm in full retreat mode and I need that stuck. So unfortunately for Jeff, I don't offer him to take back a charge.
And this is his turn 5.
This is his turn 5, yeah. His knights underneath us are very much in my deployment zone. So, I have lost objective as well. He starts shooting at my militants down the bottom, kills 5 with a volley gun. So that's not great. He kills some of my black cloaks with magic, I think. I have got an Aegis save on my other militant unit, but obviously he blinks 1 away. And he's moving his heavy infantry up because there's no reason to have them fear anything anymore either.
Yeah, man.
In my turn 5, I put the harpies in front of the flagellants to try and slow them down from getting to my militants. I couldn't really figure out how to redirect the flagellants properly. And what I actually ended up doing is a pretty bad move, and he can actually overrun into the flank of my militants here. So my head wasn't really on my best time here, because I was literally scrabbling around trying to survive.
Yeah, sure.
And for whatever reason, I couldn't quite.
You had plenty of movement, didn't you? So
yeah, I had 18-inch movement, so I could have done a bit better with the harpies, really. I could have even chaffed both units, I think.
Yeah, I would have tried and done that.
So
that they're both going.
Exactly, yeah.
Crossways.
My Divine Altar is running from his knights on the right-hand side.
Run away!
They're on the hill, but and my militants, at least on the left-hand side, have turned around to at least be one decent unit that can potentially make him think about what he's doing.
Yeah.
My black cloaks on the left are relatively safe. My BSB is now hiding in the ruins to try and get his altar to take dangerous terrains if he charges me.
Yeah, over the wall and the
So
ruins. That'd be funny.
That's what I'm aiming for. I've got a Quicksilver Lash just randomly on the board. I don't know if that's anything significant. Obviously, I'm thinking if the altar's taken 4 wounds from my previous Quicksilver Lash, then this isn't a problem at all. Because as it happens, the altar is sitting on full wounds, so ouch. He does take 1 wound from dangerous terrain. I think he decided to charge my BSB, and I flee it. I don't flee it. I can't flee. How did I end up there? Maybe that previous picture is before movement.
No, this is his turn.
This is his turn now, but I'm facing the other way with my BSB. So I think maybe my BSB didn't end the turn there for whatever reason.
Fair enough.
I think I've gone behind the ruins because I can't flee. And yeah, not sure. Maybe unless I fled when I shouldn't have done. But yeah, not sure about that. But yeah, the altar takes a wound from the dangerous terrain. He charges the harpies, obviously. He gets that spell off. And yeah, I've just said that unit is quite a healthy looking unit. And Unity and Divergence just kills all of them. So
kill a character as well?
No, that character's alive.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
I think I may even have let Unity and Divergence go. Thinking I'm still going to keep their points. That unit. Because he's only got... This is his turn 6.
Yeah.
So I think I might have let it go. Not necessarily thinking that he can do more. Says this. Volley gun opens up and kills that many militants in my Divine Altar unit.
Jeez.
I think
Jeez Louise!
He's shot with a few light infantry as well, I think. But yeah. I've lost that militant unit from range, and ouch, that is even more hurt.
Yeah.
Kills the harpies, of course he does. He either doesn't overrun or doesn't overrun far. Obviously, now I've lost my militant unit, so I'm actually quite a bit further away for the overrun. So I think it may have even been impossible to get into the flank of the Divine Altar.
Yeah.
So there's that. And this is the last picture. He did overrun with his flagellants by the look of it. He's overrun into the field.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is my turn. I don't think I have anything that I can really do with it.
Oh, there you go.
That was brutal.
Yeah, man. Empire shooting is very good.
Yeah. Well, it's just little picking away at you, really. And that turn one was absolutely horrible. I did lose 19-1. I was really pleased to have got one. It felt like 1 point earned from a retreat action, because I was retreating from my turn 4.
So the Divine Ult, you still got his point, still got the black coat. Cloaks.
Oh, he's lost his Reuters, that's it. He's only lost his Reuters, and I've lost a heck of a lot.
Yeah, man.
So to get 1 point was incredible. And I have to say, fair play to Jeff. He was really, really patient as I retreated as much as I could and drew this out to a 6-turn game. Because it was quite obvious that he was getting a big win from like turn 3 onwards. And I said to him, you're going to get a big win, but I'm going to be honest, I'm running now. And I'm sorry that I'm taking time on the best way to run. But I'm trying to get as many points as I can. And he said, you're absolutely right to do so. Get as many tournament points as you can from this. He didn't disagree. He was on for a big win from very early doors. And Jeff was brilliant. He was really good at saying stuff like, do what you need to do. You're trying to get tournament points. So I didn't feel in any way
good
under pressure that I was trying to get one.
It was a good game
points.
then. Despite...
It was a good game. Everything went wrong that could. And Jeff had some decent luck. I won't say excellent luck because, I mean, you know, he played to earn his luck in this one and deserved the big win. But, man, that was not the start.
Brutal awakening, right?
The combat dread elves wanted.
Yeah.
Because that was heavy fire. Heavy fire.
Well, there we go.
But there you go. That's my Scottish Championship round 1. 2 defeats for both of us.
The Scots, yeah, I know. The Scots won the breakthrough.
They did. Actually, the top
PTG.
army both won. The Scotland flag. Both won both. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed hearing about my raping.
Yeah. How Hyper-G... I'll put that in the thing. How Hyper-G bends over.
Yes, I did. And I really fought hard for that 1 point. So, yeah, 1 tournament point. It means I'm off the bottom, at least, at this stage. So, you know, there's that to be thankful for. And, yeah, I go into round 2. Wiping the slate clean. Got to forget about that.
Yeah. And
just move on. Jeff's a very good player. No shame in losing 19-1. Again, to Jeff. I said to him, it was worth getting the 119 purely so that he'd never beaten me 20-0 in 2 battles. And I said to him, we're destined to always be 119 on PTG. Only next time, Jeff, it's 19-1.
Here we go. It's on.
It's on, Jeff. But please don't take your V-sets.
I'm sure he was scared. I'm sure he was scared.
I imagine he is. Petrified. Bring it on, Jeff. Bring it on. Cool. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Give me some comments. Did you notice the differences in the Krakens? They weren't on for long.
No. Well, what was that? I didn't notice the ear. It's always the ear.
It's not the ear.
Oh.
No. Kugoth has 1 less toe.
Oh, of course.
1 less
lefty.
Toe. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get you.
Yeah.
And is he always on that side? Is that why he's always on that side?
You got it.
Well, there you go.
Always there.
So, yeah,
and in fact, if I'd have... Well, no, it's actually... No, sorry. It's on his right foot. So it's actually the one on the right.
Right, of course.
And to be honest, if it had been the one on the left that had 1 less toe on his right foot, then I wouldn't have been within 6 inches for the panic test. But because of that extra toe on the one... Yeah. So, Need to play my Krakens better with their toes. There you go. Anywho, that is Dread Elves round 1. Look forward to round 2.
See you later.